Hi everybody. So, today our topic is shyness. What is shyness? Shyness is the tendency to feel awkward, worried or tense during social encounters, especially with unfamiliar people. What causes people to be shy? Shyness emerges from a few key characteristics: self-consciousness, negative self-preoccupation, low self-esteem and fear of judgment and rejection. Shy people often make unrealistic social comparisons, pitting themselves. Self-consciousness can be defined for an individual as the awareness of his/her own body in a time-space continuum and its interactions with the environment, including others. It also encompasses the awareness that the individual has of his/her own identity, built over time in interaction with others. It is at the root of higher-level processes, such as the theory of mind or empathy, processes that allow us not only to be aware of others but also to differentiate ourselves from them, from their image and from their perceptive and emotional experience. Self-consciousness is at the intersection of different disciplines, such as neurophysiology, psychiatry, psychology/neuropsychology, psychoanalysis and philosophy, which puts it at the center of many research topics. It is not to be confused with consciousness in the sense of qualia. In the contemporary sense of the term, self-consciousness is a preoccupation with oneself, especially with how others might perceive one's appearance. So, what is self-centeredness? It originates from a combination of genes, childhood trauma and training. During our early years, our primary caregiver, usually our mother, teaches us how to feel about ourselves based on how they feel about us. We absorb our sense of self like a preverbal sponge, for the felt sense of self is before words. Ideally, we absorb a sense of being worthy and hold despite our misbehavior and regardless of our talents. Hopefully, we are then socialized to be attuned to others so that we might form mutual friendships where we learn over time to focus on others in the dance of interdependence. For all too many, however, these processes go awry. There is misattunement, trauma, or both. If we are emotionally neglected, our emotional limbic system will not develop a stable sense of wholeness and relatedness. If our mothers experience distress, we absorb that distress into our being as well. If we suffer the traumas of abuse, early social rejection, social isolation, or bullying, our capacity to engage in interdependence with a sense of safety. What is low self-esteem? Low self-esteem is when someone lacks confidence about who they are and what they can do. They often feel incompetent, unloved, or inadequate. People who struggle with low self-esteem are consistently afraid. Having self-esteem issues can be detrimental to your health and negatively affect your personal and professional relationships. There are many reasons why you may have low self-esteem. There are several signs that either you or someone you know may be struggling with low self-esteem. Those signs of low self-esteem include sensitivity to criticism, hostility. For someone with low self-esteem, lashing out or becoming aggressive towards others is a defense mechanism. Low self-esteem has been shown to lead to mental and physical health issues like depression, anxiety, and anorexia. It can also lead to unhealthy habits like smoking tobacco, alcohol abuse, or drug use. Dealing with low self-esteem. You can overcome low self-esteem with the right support, mindset, and change in behaviors. Start with these steps to begin improving your self-esteem. Take a moment to think about certain conditions and situations in your life that seem to always deflate your self-esteem. It could be giving a work presentation, dealing with a difficult family member or friend, or facing a life-changing event. After you've identified the times in your life where you have felt low self-esteem, evaluate your thoughts about them. How are you interpreting what happened? These thoughts could be either positive, negative, or neutral. They can be based on facts. Last is fear of being judged. Social anxiety disorder, also called social phobia, is a mental health condition. It is an intense, persistent fear of being watched and judged by others. This fear can affect work, school, and your activities. People with a fear of rejection often go out of their way to avoid confrontations. You might refuse to ask for what you want or even to speak up for what you need. People with a fear of rejection often go out of their way to avoid confrontations. You might refuse to ask for what you want or even to speak up for what you need. The fear of rejection leads to behaviors that make us appear insecure, ineffectual. Ironically, the fear of rejection often becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. It is well known in pop psychology that confidence enhances attractiveness. As a general rule, the lack of self-confidence that is inherent in a fear of rejection makes us more likely to be rejected. Research shows that confidence is nearly as important as intelligence in determining our income level. Some people prey on the insecurities of others. Those who suffer from a fear of rejection may be at greater risk of being manipulated for someone else's personal gain. Some people prey on the insecurities of others. Those who suffer from a fear of rejection may be at greater risk of being manipulated for someone else's personal gain. If you find that fear of rejection is limiting your life, it may be time to seek out psychotherapy. This can help you explore and better understand some of the underlying contributions to your fear and find more effective ways to cope.